Hey guys, Dr. Jim Stoppani here, and in this video I want to actually cover the topic of tattooing and training. Tattooing and weightlifting. When you get a tattoo, how long should you wait to train again? It's really a very common question that I see a lot, particularly on Twitter, and I guess there's really no one better to ask about training and tattooing than myself, since I do a bit of both, and I sort of know the medical background there. So it really depends. How long should you wait to train after you get a tattoo? Really depends on the size and the location of the tattoo. First thing I want to say though, before you talk about really how much time you need off, because you really don't need much time off from training. You might need time off from certain exercises depending on, like I said, the size and the position of the tattoo. But first thing I want to really emphasize on with tattooing is to keep it covered. That's the first thing when you go to the gym. It's a lot of microbes in the gym from people sharing benches and bars and dumbbells and other equipment. So if you have a tattoo, even if it's a small one on your wrist or forearm or upper arm, I know you want to show it off. Do yourself a favor. Protect yourself and protect the tattoo, because if you get an infection in that tattoo, not only is it going to compromise your health, it's going to compromise the aesthetics of that tattoo. It won't be able to heal properly, and that's going to mess up the tattoo. So for the first 2 weeks, 2 full weeks, make sure that tattoo is covered with clothing. Absolutely critical to cover the tattoo with clothing. Now, the reason I'm doing this video right now is because this past weekend I just spent almost 16 hours, 2 consecutive days of tattooing to outline my right leg. And those of you know I have a sleeve, my left leg is sleeve, but I've been sort of waiting to do the right leg, mainly because the leg hurts like hell. I really didn't want to do it. But every once in a while I get that itch and it's finally time. So I've been heavily tattooing this right leg. So it's only been a few days. And as you see, which you normally don't see me in pants, I'm usually wearing shorts. I'm wearing pants because I'm keeping that tattoo completely covered. Just did the outlining, as you can see. It'll be covering up and completely connecting with my back piece, but I will wear only pants for the next 2 weeks when I go to the gym, and even when I go out, and even when I walk around my house. Keep it covered. Like I said, I know you want to show it off, but it's absolutely essential for the healing and to protect yourself to keep it covered. So that's the first thing. How much time do you need to take off? You really don't need time off from the gym. I mean, I did this tattoo on Saturday and Sunday, and it was 2 sessions, anywhere from about 6 hours on Saturday to almost 8 hours on Sunday. That takes a lot out of the body. That's a huge stress on the body to have that much, that pain going for those many hours, and the amount of tissue damage that you get. This is going to take a huge, amount of resources from your body to heal. So it may compromise actually your ability to heal after you train. So if you're sitting for a long session, I would not go to the gym that night. You're not going to be in your best state from a physiological perspective. So definitely take that day off. You might even want to take the next day off, depending on how you feel the next day, because it's really, if you get something that large and you're sitting for that long, it takes a lot out of your body. In that case, I'd probably recommend taking a good day off from training. But if you get like a piece on your arm or your shoulder or your back or your chest, and it's a 3-hour piece maybe or less, I wouldn't train that day. Give yourself that day off, but you can train the next day. You really don't need any time off. Now, what I would recommend doing though is watch for certain exercises depending on where the tattoo is. If you get a tattoo on your back here, I would recommend not doing any exercises where you're lying down on a bench, like the bench press, dumbbell flies, or any fly work. lying tricep extensions, because you're going to have a lot of friction, and while you're holding that weight, it's going to increase the friction on that healing skin, and that's going to compromise its ability to heal. So I would recommend you avoid friction on that area for a good 2 weeks, maybe at least a solid week, if not 2 weeks, to allow it to heal. So if you got a piece on your back there, there's not going to be any bench pressing for a good week or 2 weeks. Don't worry, you'll come back. You're not going to lose much strength in 2 weeks. So give yourself that. Same thing if you have anything here on your legs. You're not going to want to do seated calf raises until about at least 2 weeks after. Anything on the arm you don't want to do, anything like lateral raise machine where you have your pads right there pressing for a good 2 weeks. So those are the real keys to healing after your tattoo. Keep it covered. Don't let any friction on that area for a good 2 weeks. And then as far as the rest time, like I said, it depends on how long the tattoo was and how you feel after, but you typically don't need any rest time from general exercise other than, like I said, that day that you've got the tattoo, maybe 1 day max. It's really that simple, and just make sure you take care of it. Use one of the moisturizers that I like is a Curel. It works very well. You're supposed to keep the area moist, keep it clean, wash it frequently, and keep it moist with moisturizer, and you're good to go.